Last week, it was X-Pac joining Scott Hall and Kevin Nash to join the nWo. Talk about an interesting duo. Well, with the inclusion of Kane, but Kane being a true wild card. But after an incredible once-in-a-lifetime match that The Rock and Hulk Hogan had at WrestleMania 18 just 11 nights ago, here they are teaming up, and then Kane to join as almost a wild card. Quite the trio. Meanwhile, there's a lot of history with Scott Hall, with Kevin Nash, and X-Pac. They know each other so well. Despite the fact that X-Pac just joined last week, X-Pac has known Kevin Nash and Scott Hall for a long time. They've been friends for a long time. So the question is, how well is this randomly put together team of The Rock, Hulk Hogan, and Kane going to fare against a trio that have great chemistry? Spinning heel kick by X-Pac takes down The Rock as Scott Hall gets tagged in and just throws the toothpick. Meanwhile, Rock furious about it as he goes to lay it the SmackDown on Scott Hall and follows up with a clothesline, looking to put away Hall. But Hall manages to kick out. Scott Hall had his own quite the night at WrestleMania 11 nights ago. I mentioned The Rock and Hogan. But let's not forget, Scott Hall was busy with the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, a man that The Rock, many know, is very familiar with time and time again. Battles and battles with each other. An all-time rivalry. Kevin Nash, the big man, bringing the fight. Everybody needs a big man on their side. nWo's got Kevin Nash. The other side, they've got the devil's favorite demon, Kane. Scott Hall tagged in by Nash. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash have been connected at the hip from the time they left the World Wrestling Federation to the time they showed up in the now defunct World Championship Wrestling, what used to be known as WCW before it got bought out by Mr. McMahon, and now back in the World Wrestling Federation. They have been all over the world. They've won tag team gold together. They have been there, and their highest points at their lowest points. Hogan, once upon a time, the third man, the secret third man to join the nWo, shockwaves through the world from red and yellow to black and white. Hogan shocked everyone when he joined the nWo, but now has found himself on the side of the light. He got the leg drop on Scott Hall, which could have been enough to put Hall away. Very few in this lifetime have ever kicked out of Hogan's leg drop, which is why Nash knew he had to break up the cover. Nash bringing the fight to Hogan now. And a side slam lays out the Hulkster. And Hollywood Hogan. Scott Hall has been opened up. He got busted open by Hollywood Hogan. Meanwhile, here comes X-Pac with thunderous chops to Hogan. Hogan being isolated away from his team. A jumping kick to the chest of Hogan, keeping the freshman in the match. Hot tags. Hall's got a sleeper, looking to put away Hogan. Hogan could be forced to pass, tap, or just flat out give up. However, if there's one thing, it wouldn't be a night like tonight that Hogan would just randomly decide now's the time to give up. Hogan has always been a man who has fought for the fans. But tonight could just be a different story. Hogan's arm goes down for the third time. It's all over. But Hogan says, not today, as the finger wiggles back and forth, saying, I'm not done just yet, as he fights back, and a backdrop suplex lays out Scott Hall. Desperate times, a much needed tag. Hogan facing the wrong way. You gotta turn a little bit more to the right. Desperate times. So close yet so far. Hogan needs to tag out of this match. Is he gonna get there? And here comes the big red monster. Kane crashes down on Scott Hall. And X-Pac, a former tag team partner of Kane in a previous lifetime. And a sidewalk slam for Scott Hall. And Kevin Nash gets derailed by a big boot from Kane. And up and over the top goes X-Pac by Kane. But here comes The Rock trying to help even things up as he goes after Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash gets sent to the floor. Scott Hall tagging in X-Pac. It's time for an X Factor. But, not today. Kane catches Pac by the throat. X-Pac gets caught. Hogan dumps Scott Hall to the floor. And it's all over. Victory for the unlikely trio. Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Kane. What a trio to pull off a victory over the nWo. New World Order gets taken out.